Hello and welcome back to DMV Rivals. Today we have the semifinal match of Habibi Hunters versus Conjoined TwinSS. The I'm here with GB Shiv. Hello, Shiv. Well, he's here. And I am your co-host Andrew Lee, and we're going to be casting today's match. It's going to be an exciting
All right,
one.
my apologies. I am here.
All right.
Flight landed a bit ago. My mind is trying to gaslight me into thinking it is 3 a.m. But nonetheless, it is still a good time for semifinals here between the hunters and their prey.
Yeah, we got a really exciting matchup today. Real grudge match, this one. Habibi Hunters, I think their whole goal this tournament has been to hunt Habibi, and now the time has finally came.
Yeah, the time is finally here. In the semifinals, winner will be able to move on and face up against Platinum players Poggies. First time these two teams met in the round robin, it was the Hunters coming out on top, I do believe. So hopefully Conjoined Twins have made some improvements since then to give us a good match.
For sure, for sure. Let us move on to introduce each of the players. Just a little reminder for each of you. Let's first start with the Conjoined Twins. In the top lane, we have Camper on duty, Jungle Comper on duty, mid lane No Size Matters, ADC Habibi Poppy, support Habibi King. Any thoughts on each of these players individually?
I have not paid too much attention throughout the tournament, but I know that a BB Poppy, he is being hunted by the team for a reason. The guy is
Habibi
definitely
has
super good down there at the marksman role, has been a key carry for most of their games.
the Habibi duo, Habibi King and Habibi Poppy. I know, I've seen them. Habibi King and Habibi Poppy, both players that are definitely not scared to look for opportunities to get themselves ahead in the game. Definitely a scary ball lane duo, to be sure. In my opinion, one of the better ones in the tournament. And along with the top lane jungle, Camper on duty, Comper on duty, they are cousins. They got that synergy.
Yeah, a lot of synergy throughout this roster.
And then the
At
glue
least
that
in
holds
screen
the whole
names.
team together. No Size Matters in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I've liked about No Size Matters throughout this tournament is a lot of weird champion picks. Like, believe in the best of three before this, he brought out an Irelia in the mid lane, also played that Kaisa mid, not static Shiv, but AP nonetheless.
Oh, really?
So
Without the
I'm
Shiv?
interested to see if he's got anything cooked up.
No Shiv in this meta?
It is it's a bizarre world out here with the static Shiv.
Indeed it is. Let's move on to the Habibi Hunters now. In the top lane, we have Fresvelg. Jungle, we got Nore. Mid lane, we got Allura. ADC, Lyrex. And support, Captain Zero LP. Now, these players are also a force to be reckoned with. Lyrex and Captain Zero LP, also a very strong bot lane duo to be faced against.
Captain Zero being a very solid AD carry player himself, knows what Lyrax expects and wants throughout the game. They've put up some good performances throughout this tournament. But my personal focus is going to be on that mid jungle. I think Norse and Allura have had really good games on the back end of DMV Rivals. They've ramped it up and they've really been able to take over games in this tournament.
I agree. Nore and Allura. Nore known for his tendency to run one lane into the ground as his focus, constantly diving, denying all resources on that side of the map. We'll see if they choose to focus on perhaps the bot lane, maybe. It's going to be a volatile matchup down there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But given their namesake, I think they may want to go top lane. I know top lane doesn't matter. You may not be able to snowball that as well, but hey, they are telegraphing their entire strategy, perhaps, with that team name.
It is in the name. So I guess now we can talk about perhaps some of our predictions for how this series is going to go. Let's see. Do you think any champion picks are going to be seen, or champion picks or bans, or so?
There has been a weird amount of Yasuo Gragas throughout all of DMV rivals. I believe who is it? Conjoined Twins do have a game on it. It was actually the game they lost against Habibi Hunters. But then like a lot of teams have been playing Yasuo, and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know if Shiv makes that more likely. I don't know if it makes it less likely. But I just want to see weird Shiv champions. I want to see like maybe static Shiv Zoe, some static Shiv Twisted Fate, anything that shows us how broken this item is so we can get more people on board that it needs to be hot fixed immediately.
I agree. We're going to see a lot of perhaps Static Shiv LeBlanc. I know Nico has been making the rounds in this tournament. Very popular pick ban.
Nico is one of those champions that is just very, very good and very frustrating to play against, right? Because now with that change in the rework, the ult is so difficult to react to. You can't like wait for the startup where she's up in the air because at that point you're CC and you're gonna get absolutely one shot. So super strong champion, regardless of Shiv, regardless of items.
Definitely, for sure. It seems that both teams are about to get ready to start the game. How about top lane matchups? I know that Camper on Duty has a tendency to. I think he's picked a lot of tanks recently, but he has picked a lot of other picks as well. I'm not sure what his playstyle is going to.
He's been put on Ornn and Malphite duty a bit. A lot of those games where they feel like they know Habibi Poppy is going to be the superstar and they try to set him up for success. There is some Jace games, some
Jax games as well.
Yeah,
he's definitely got a well-rounded champion pool. But Hresvelg, I think he has a specialty in the bruiser category of champions.
Yeah,
you've seen a lot of Irelia,
Cassante in there a lot.
Yeah,
Cassante, another one of those champions that you may not think of him as pick ban, but when he shows up and he does some absurd stuff, you're like, wait, this can't be legal. This cannot be allowed. And Hresvelg has been willing to play it quite often.
Indeed. Melee matchups. Yeah. I don't know too much about No Size Matters and Allura.
Allura has put in a lot of Syndra games thus far. Played it both games in their previous matchup against Don't Wanna Gloat. Very good, solid performance on the champion. Not huge on control mages in this meta, but the item changes kind of helped them out a bit. And it is still like a solid default pick and team up with Nore and make some plays in the mid jungle because Nore likes playing some of these more aggressive AD champions like Jarvan, like Rek'Sai. Can really kind of snowball if they have a good solid mid laner to play around.
Of course, and that jungle as well. It's gonna, whatever lane he chooses to focus on, it's gonna feel the pressure. We'll may see champion draft warp around that kind of tendency that Nori has.
But nonetheless, we are into draft, I believe. Or have they already done tournament?
They're not doing pro draft. They're drafting right in the client itself. So this is going to be the draft.
All right. Well, LeBlanc Nico taken out right away. Some static Shiv mid lane abusers already gone right off the bat. Rek'Sai gone. Has been a champion. Nore has played quite a bit on. So those will be the bans on blue side.
And finally, an Irelia ban. I think that's for No Size Matters. I can't imagine Camper on Duty will want to play that Irelia into Hresvelg. Overall, very standard bans from both teams. I think LeBlanc, Nico, Ivern, definitely three staples we've seen throughout the tournament.
Yeah, Ivern's been popping out a lot ever since those Daisy buffs came in. Really making Ivern very difficult to deal with, but it will just be a trade of junglers to start us off, Jarvan and V.
Now I don't know the jungle matchup, how this goes, but I'm guessing that Jarvan probably has an advantage early in a 1v1 fight versus Viego.
I could not tell you. I can tell you that Camper has played quite a bit of Jarvan. We played at both games in that previous round, had some good performances on it here, and just going to look to enable his team with that kind of bruiser style. Viego, Nautilus are the responses, though, trying to get some bot lane priority as now maybe the side of Conjoined Twins looking towards that bot lane.
And the Xayah pick comes out. Definitely aiming for a probably safer pick. He's probably aware of the intention to hunt him, Habibi, and he's probably going to use the Xayah to get himself out of danger when the situation arises.
Yeah, it will just be that lovers duo down in the bot lane. Solid kind of default when they don't know what they're playing against, as we'll see if the side of the BB Hunters want to figure out that bot lane duo here on pick 3.
I'll be expecting a ADC pick out here from the Habibi Hunters. Response, we'll see what it turns out to be. Oh no, it's an Ahri pick for the mid lane.
Okay, Arya champion that definitely has a lot of that playmaking. When she gets that Everfrost and level 6 under her belt, can go out and make plays with the Viego. We do see it more often paired with like Vi and Wukong. Viego not as much like guaranteed CC to set up the Ahri charms, but it'll be up to the side of Allura to make sure that this Ahri gets the ball rolling in the mid lane.
What I am starting to notice about Habibi Hunter side is they're really gearing towards being a pick comp. Nautilus, Ahri, and Viego to reset off the picked person.
Yeah, you get that one shot going where you Nautilus locks someone up, Ahri throws out the charm, and then hopefully Viego can just go to town and keep the train going. But we are going to start to see some top lane bans here in the second phase.
And a Mordekaiser. Very interesting ban.
Yeah, it's going to be Scion taken away as well, which I think is a bit interesting. I don't know if they're just going to give counterpick to Hresvog. I'd imagine that's what the case is going to be since they already know what bot lane they're playing against, and no further ADC bans came through to really pinch Lyriax. He's been a fan of the Varus quite a bit. We'll see if he wants to lock in that champ. Pretty versatile as the builds Varus can go, and I think that does make him very strong. Lethality on hit, even some weird AP Nashor's nonsense with Static Shiv, but it is going to be Kai'Sa Nautilus, tried and true in the bot lane.
Definitely leaning into the aggressive playstyle that this team comp wants to play for. Kai'Sa able to follow up easily on engages from Nautilus or Ahri.
Right, and now it's going to be up to the side of Conjoined Twins to figure out what they want against that Ahri. Vex has been a bit of a counter that we don't see too much anymore, but that will be the pick. No size matters, bringing out the emo Yordle. And in the top lane, they're considering a Jace blind. Could be very interesting. Hresvog does play a lot of champions. We'll see what he may have in his bag to respond to whatever the side of Conjoined Twins throws at him.
Hovering Jace, hovering Teemo. What's it gonna end up being? And the Poppy. I was worried for a little bit that Conjoined Twins may not have a really reliable frontline tank to really take the damage that Habibi Hunters is threatening here. But Poppy plus Jarvan should be a reliable duo to hold the line for Habibi to start shooting his shots.
Yeah, I mean, Kai'Sa is a bit nice at tank shred because she's a bit of a hybrid ADC, but they definitely need some damage down there. You can't just rely on Ahri Kai'Sa to take out a Poppy, and it will be Camille as the counter pick to try to scale up and take care of that Poppy in sides by herself.
Yeah, Camille, Poppy, rather interesting matchup. Poppy can block the Camille E with her W, but I am interested to see how this Camille will play in a team comp as a whole. The entirety of Habibi Hunter seems to be completely focused on going for probably Habibi, I'm guessing. But Vex also becomes an option if she gets strong.
Yeah, but I mean, Habibi has help from his team. You know, Jarvan, we think of him as like kind of that EQR kind of engage bot, but he can provide decent peel with his knockups, with his Cataclysm. Same for Rakan, traditionally thought of as that explosive engage champion. But if push comes to shove and they're diving on into you, Rakan can charm a lot of people. He can get the shields and heals off with whatever he builds. And I am going to be interested to see how they get their hands on the Xayah through the more standard team comp that the side of Conjoined Twins has set up here.
Yeah, and the fact that it is Xayah as well, her ultimate will deny at least one attempt at her life, whether it be through Nautilus Charm, Ahri, or Nautilus Hook and Ahri Charm, but probably not Camille Engage, Camille Ultimate.
Yeah, I do at least like that on the side of Habibi Hunters, like you said, they are focused on that one goal, right? There's a very distinct feel to this team comp that they are going to dive in on you. Kais as an AD carry can join in alongside these highly mobile Soul Laners and Ahri Camille and trying to get fights going and create the domino effect that can be Viega.
As for Habibi Hunters, Conjoined Twins, their goal just seems to be making sure Habibi Poppy has enough space to do his job. Poppy, definitely a stronger pick here than I first saw, or whatever. Poppy can deny.
There's a lot of dashes to stop.
Yeah, Poppy can block Viego, Ahri, Camille, Nautilus, and Kaisa, all 5, if she's lucky.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, its steadfast presence isn't up for too long, so she can't block everything, but she will probably get pretty good value out of that, out of ejections with the ultimate, because everyone is coming into her. She doesn't have to try to engage with the very limited E stun that Poppy has. She's going to be allowed to just peel and play for her team, which I think, again, is a solid pick, and we'll just see how it comes down to that execution.
Indeed. Team fights are probably going to be very explosive, I'm expecting.
Yeah, one thing I am going to be a bit curious to see is if the side of Habibi Hunters want to play towards some side lane control, right? Camille definitely thought of as that side lane menace. She gets her hands on 2 items and all of a sudden she can eviscerate towers. Poppy may have to build a Warmugs or something. But Ahri, not so much. She's no Rise, she's no TF. Can't quite be that same 1-3-1 setup. So it's going to be interesting to see if this Camille can get her feet under her, get her items, and then how much are they going to focus on the side lane.
Yeah, that is an avenue that the Habibi Hunters do seem to have an advantage in. But we will see how it plays out in the game.
Yeah. What if you had to play one of these team comps, which one would you be more comfortable piloting?
Honestly, I'd say I'd feel more comfortable piloting Conjoined Twins team. While Habibi Hunters do have a solid team identity at their disposal, the execution can fall through. You can miss a skill shot, you can miss a charm, engage on the wrong target, and then Habibi Hunters will just take that and just run away with the entire fight. Not much execution needed other than to deny the engage.
Yeah, I completely agree. Deny the engage, play back, see if you can play for the hyper carry that we know Habibi Poppy is capable of being for this team as they look to pull off their second upset here in the bracket.
Hold on as I get the League of Legends game in front of your screens. Here we go.
All right, here we go. We are in to game 1 of DMV Rivals semifinals. Winner will move on to play Platinum Players Boggies, but for now, it's Habibi Hunters versus their prey in Conjoined Twins.
All right. Right away, we're seeing action heading towards the mid lane. Pings thrown out. They're probably hoping to catch No Size Matters here. We'll see if it works.
The Nautilus Rush is their flash hook. I don't know if No Size Matter needed to flash that, but it is a trade nonetheless.
Seems like Captain Zero LP missed, even though he flashed. Oh well, flash for flash, worth it in the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty standard start. You see a lot of teams do on Nautilus, just rush mid, know that you can maybe force a summoner in the mid lane, and then spill over to either left or right side, get a decent ward down. BB King, though, with that sweeper, will be able to at least hide some vision before Captain Zero takes out the zombie and gets another ward down. So there will be information for the side of Habibi Hunters as to how this Jarvan is going to play out his early path.
Trade of vision, trade of flashes. We're going to see a lot of action in this game, judging from that alone.
Yeah, I mean, Captain Zero LP trying to make an early play. He knows that, the first time these teams played, he was subbed out, I do believe, due to whatever reasons he had, and his team still won without him. So wants to prove that, he can take down the Conjoined Twins as well. And we'll see if there's action around that mid lane now that Vex has no form.
Yeah. You see one side jungler starting bot side, the other is starting top side. Definitely an interesting thing to see. We're going to see action on both sides of the map.
Yeah, both teams are fully aware of how those junglers started, like you said. So we'll see if either of them want to get creative, if they're just going to clear down as BB King with a little trade, but we'll see if the junglers just elect to clear down, take their crab, and move on, or if they skip some camps, get some ganks going, because, we kind of talked about a bit in draft that the side of Habibi Hunters has that kind of dive comp where you want that Ahri to be ahead and try to get a lot of stuff going in that mid game. And we'll see if any action happens around her.
Things seem to be shaping up. Both junglers reaching the other side of their jungles. A little trade going on in top lane.
Yeah. Camille able to get the precision protocol too. I'd imagine Poppy's early lane is perfectly fine in this matchup, having a lot of that good base damage on the Q, the E, and everything. But Hresfeld, an adaptive shield coming in handy, goes for a bit of a heavy trade, and the Buckler gets a bit of a response as just top lane. Keep trading back and forth. You deal more damage than anyone pre-14, but it's all useless. So just doing their thing. Actually, Camper already up here. Hook shot is used. The flag and drag will follow. Camper is in with the heroic charge, but it's first blood has red, and they go too far into the tower. It's a double for Camille.
That is not what you want to see from Conjoined Twins. Definitely a tower dive gone wrong. It looks so good. They hit the knock-up. They got the Poppy stun, but that tower is just too strong.
It's an absolute disaster. Now Nore down here looking for something in the bottom lane as well. BB King hooked up. Rakan has enough mobility to go out. W's Viego. Nicely handled by the bot lane. And a nice root caller by BB Poppy, forcing Captain Zero. Pretty low, but man, I do not know how to explain that tragedy in the top lane.
Yeah, Camille now 2-0 with a Sheen in the lane. Definitely, Camper's going to struggle a bit further going forward. But
yeah, Camper was level 3 for that play, right? So I feel like he could have flashed W'd and just interrupted the hook shot. Knows Hresfeld isn't playing without flash, and at that point, Jarvan just comes in and he's dead, and Camper now getting very low again. Tactical sweep has to be flashed away from, and it is not looking great up there in the top lane.
Yeah. Both junglers up there to cover, but with Camper on duty, that low health, it may just...
Yeah, there's a bit of a fight as Camille's still forcing everyone back, and actually Viego finds his way into the lane, just walks by the Jarvan with the mist. The Steadfast Prince is pretty solid though, so Camper will be able to walk on out with his jump.
While that was happening, we saw a little trade in mid lane. Northside's Matters is out of mana and he's going to have to back now, allowing Allura to gain a little advantage in the lane. Oh, never mind, he cancelled his back.
Yeah, it doesn't look like either of these mid laners are on biscuits or anything. Level 6 hit by the Ahri. She'll be able to get her first recall off. Hopefully get in that lost chapter and start to just shove waves on repeat. And maybe look towards this top lane to make Camper's job even more difficult.
Captain Zero P using the opportunity to put wards in the enemy bot side jungle. It will spot out Jarvan eventually if he chooses to path up here. And they do spot him with the pings, question marks.
Yeah. One question I do want to ask you for now is that Hresfeld has a huge advantage up here in top lane. He's got that 150 gold shutdown, but he still isn't playing with Flash. Do you think there's still something there with Karnper trying to go back up there? Do you think he should try to get Poppy back in this matchup, or just give up on it, say, we messed up once, there's no saving it?
I think that due to the nature of Poppy being able to deny dashes, I think he's able to survive and play weak side a little bit from now on. I think that if he plays it correctly, he will be able to avoid deaths and be able to farm up safely.
Right. Allura.
An ambush for no size matters.
Yeah, laying a bit of a trap, but the Fear and Charm both hit. Viego's in the area, no size flashing over the red buff wall. But Allura still dashing through, getting some damage, trading in the top lane as well as Steadfast Presence denies the hook shot in. Buckler won't be taken, but a Grass Proc will.
And as Poppy gets tankier and tankier, killing her is only going to be harder and harder, adding to the safety that Camper on Duty desperately needs. I can say 2-0 Camille.
Nice Fear in the mid lane by No Size Matters. He got his flash back up and then immediately had to pop it with the cheeky bush play from Allura. So another target that Norway can look for with that summoner being down. Karnper actually making his way over. Hits the flag and drag. There's the Vex ult connecting as well. Allura with no ultimate of his own will just give it up. And No Size Matters puts his boys on the board. Resvel trading with Karnper. Gets the Q2 as Karnper may not be walking back to that Buckler. And Resvel continuing the trade. Will throw down the Hextech ultimatum, but he's shoved up against the wall. There's the Keeper's Verdict. A lot of damage from the Poppy. And Camper is able to get some revenge.
Being able to take down the 2-0 Camille. Oh, another skirmish here in the jungle. Nori finding himself. He does have the ultimate to continue his fight. Karnper actually.
Wow. Yeah. So Norway just taking a very strange fight, given that his melee laner just died, had to teleport back. And now it's just looking like Dragon going the way of Conjoined Twins. Already is around. With no ultimate, I don't think she can say too much about it.
Tables have turned across the entire side of the map. Conjoined Twins finding victories.
Yeah, they're now moving everyone up for this Dragon. Vex is going to make sure that Allura can't really sneak around for too long. Mountain Dragon will help secure a bit of that laning phase. Charm hits, but it is an easy Dragon secure for the side of Conjoined Twins. Maybe a play mid as Norway finds the stun, and the Charm connects from Allura, so Vex is punished for missing that flash this time around, as Allura able to get back in on the board, and looks to put this counter pick to rest. And there's an engage from a BB King in the bot side. He gets the Charm. Lyrex has to flash away. Depth Charge provides some good peel. And a BB and his support able to get something going in bot side with all the action that's happening around the solo lanes. Lyrex now missing his flash may attract some junglers.
Karnper making his way down.
Yeah, it has already attracted Karnper as he flag and drags in. Drops the Cataclysm, but a nice ult will get Lyrex out. Captain Zero now has to worry about his own life, but he should be pretty fine as the Nautilus just walking that one out.
And as things seem to start to be settling down, we can take a step back and look at the advantages that each lane has gained over the other. Only CS advantage, the major one, can be found in bot lane. BB Poppy up about 10 CS against Lyrex. But everywhere else is pretty even, all things considered.
Yeah, all things considered, pretty solid, but with them pushing out Lyrex and Captain Zero, they were able to secure plate as well. Mid lane has kind of been neutralized, but a nice charm from Allura. Get some good trades in, but nothing too much to come. Both these mid laners now with that lost chapter, they'll just be shoving waves back and forth. Maybe looking for some roam opportunities as Karnper may have to evacuate and give up on the Gromp there. Bit of trades going on in top. The Kraken Slayer is finished on Xayah, so that advantage you talked about in the bottom side of the map is going to start to materialize in some good old damage from the Xayah Rakan. But meanwhile, Norway has worked his way back up here. Poppy in a bit of trouble, gets a good shove. And now we'll proc the Steadfast Presence. Viego, though, can just wait it out. Can't hit the Spectral Maw. We'll go for the ult over. Allura is here to try to help the cause. Norway very low, but he will not die. Restfeld gets some help from the team, and they're able to take out the Poppy, but here comes No Size Matters. He forces a flash out from the Ahri with his own, and Armper lurking around. Jarvan, no Cataclysm, so I don't think he's going to fish too hard for this one. Vex is working on the wave, but no ultimate available. So I don't think No Size Matters is going to do too much.
The backup arrived, but was unable to get vengeance for Camper on Duty's death.
Yeah, Captain Zero with a creative way into the bot lane. He will get knocked up into the air. Habibi putting out some damage, but the depth charge is going to hit onto 2 Lyrax, trying to get some plasma stacking going, but trades aren't looking too good for the Kai'Sanons.
Yeah, with that Kraken Slayer, as mentioned before, trades are going to be very difficult to play. You either got to get Habibi locked down so he can't do anything in the first place, or he's just going to outdamage you.
Yeah, so far it's just been a ton of top lane action. It was first Restfeld getting that edge with a bit of sloppy overextension on the tower. Already has his Triforce, but Poppy is hanging in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's doing too badly. Honestly, being able to survive very well, even turning the tables a little bit, being able to solo kill him. I'd say that he's doing a lot better than expected for giving 2 kills to Camille.
Yeah, it does look like Camper himself is building that Triforce, I believe, right? With Sheen and Axe.
That looks correct, yeah.
I don't think Iceborne has that build path, so it'll be a bit more damage out of the Poppy if that is the case. And we can see already doing some good damage onto Restfeld up here. And then with the Buckler, and I mean, Triforce finished on Restfeld, but Camper does not care.
Yeah, winning trades even through the item disadvantage. This was a counter pick as well for Restfeld, right?
Yep.
Poppy was picked
his
first.
R5. Yep, Restfeld locked us in on R5. I don't think it's entirely for the lane. Poppy, pretty solid laner against these melees, but Camille looking to get stuff going later, but Habibi King with the huge engage on the turn, but he's rooted up underneath the tower. One more shot will kill him. Captain Zero gets the kill, but Lyrax is dead as well. Habibi Poppy able to get his first kill, as Captain Zero now might be the second. There's the Cataclysm drop, there's no dredge line out, and that is 2 kills to the Zod.
A dive gone successful. They will be able to claim that bot lane tower as their bounty, but in response, Norway and Allura taking out the mid lane tower with the Rifthill. Get the turret first before the bot lane does.
Yeah, Rifthill putting in some good work. We've seen Norway focus a lot more on this top side of the map. Habibi Poppy will get solo tower gold though, as Camper and Duty has to get out. Allura chasing him with the Spirit Rush, forcing him back, flash out, as Allura no more charges left of the Spirit Rush. Charm will not hit, but a flash in from Viego. They really want this kill. Habibi Poppy though has re-entered the picture and will get the kill onto Norway, as Poppy has teleported on down. Unleash teleport coming in a bit early, as Allura's now in trouble. He's got no dashes, he's got no flashes, and 2 kills are just given over on that overextension.
Very impressive team play from Conjoined Twins, and especially from Camper, being able to find the teleport at a crucial time. Captain's OP, doing a little risky scouting.
I would like an investigation into that one. His team had just died in River. Decides, yep, this is the time I go.
Perhaps a little miscalculation on the position of the enemies.
Yeah,
with that, Conjoined Twins will
Norway and Allura.
Yeah,
Norway and Allura looked like they had control of the Dragon Pit. Decide want to chase down that kill and did not pan out. And now it's 2 dragons to the side of Conjoined Twin.
Yeah, things are going pretty swimmingly for them. Even trades, but they are able to win where it matters, getting objectives for the reward.
Yeah, we will see Restfeld get some alone time on this tower, though. Should be able to take it down with some more precision protocols to the back before No Size Matters gets up there. But everyone moving on up. Captain Zero is going to find himself a Jarvan. Not too much of a scuffle there, as bot lane's moving over towards mid and soul laners fanning out across the map.
I want to mention, we do have a Shiv Kaisa in the bot lane, not the mid lane. Oh, just going to top lane.
Yeah, a bit of trading No Size Matters is able to hang in there. He has his Everfrost, so I don't think he's under too much threat. But Norway, he'll be fine. As actually Habibi King coming around the side, popping the ult, popping the knockup, and they will pop Norway down. Habibi Poppy on a rampage as the Vex gets reset, but won't take that one in underneath the tower. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Poppy doesn't have the magic resist to quite tango with the Ahri, so she'll call that one off. Lyrax getting some alone time on the mid tower.
Yeah. And as I was saying before, we do see a static shiv built from the Kai'Sa, and also just a complete AP build with the blasting wand.
But it looks like they will have their sights set on bot. Depth charges drop. Lyrax throws in a Plasma Seeker as well. That'll be Allura getting his second kill, evening out his scoreline as they set up the play. They push in mid and they move down bot.
As I was trying to say before all this action is happening, or maybe some more action is going to be happening.
Yeah, we may have more. You may not get a chance. They're just going to zone Hresvelg away, pop Herald, and get some more money onto this very accelerated side.
A redive. Captain Zero LP's here again. Allura.
No size matters. He's going to be buried right along the Poppy, but Captain Zero actually mistiming it a bit. He is now in a bit of trouble as Vex gets some good damage, forcing this dive away at the very least. But Kai'Sa is walking down along with Poppy.
Now with Kai'Sa building AP...
He's just going in. He's just going in. He has the ultimate, but the Aftershock means that Captain Zero will be just fine. Kai'Sa even swoops in with the ultimate, so... no size matters. Feeling himself a bit too much.
Oh. And without a second delay, Camper on duty. Going for the re-engage. Camper on duty here to reinforce.
Yeah, here's Jarvan dropping in with the Cataclysm. Nice flash out of Lyrax to get out of that one. Bit of an odd play from the Poppy. I'm not entirely sure if she could have won that, but at least they forced the flash out of Kai'Sa. That'll be pretty big.
Now, hopefully, I can get a second to talk about the AP on Kai'Sa, but Nori does seem to be wanting to do something.
I think you're good. I think you can take it away.
Okay. So with the AP on Kai'Sa, the damage distribution of Habibi Hunters is tending towards to be more AP than AD. And with a tank available on Conjoined Twins to be able to exploit that, building more magic resist, you can see the Negatron cloak already. That may hurt Habibi Hunters in this coming mid to late game. Trying to get through the Poppy.
Yeah, but Habibi King, okay, I mean, I guess he just wants to flash in onto Lyrax, no flash on the Kai'Sa, but there's no one there to follow. Habibi King is just kind of inting it away, and that's going to be Norway getting the reset. Vex is going to fly and look for the Kai'Sa, but the Everfrost from Allura is going to stop him in his tracks. Habibi Poppy, though, is unstoppable on the other side. The Vex is barely staying alive. Hresvelg now on the backside. He's got Habibi Poppy in his sights with the Ahri by his side. He gets the shutdown. Huge amount of money going the way of the Habibi Hunters as they get their man. Jarvan re-engaging. Oh, weird flash. Means he's just going into his death. Allura now going to chase down Camper on duty. It was a messy fight, but it is one that the Hunters are pretty happy with. They're going to look for Poppy. Not quite able to get the charm, but it's all coming up Hunter.
Yeah, messy engaged, but the one chance that the Conjoined Twins had was that Vex jumping onto the Kai'Sa. But with Vex unable to secure the kill, just finish it off. Kai'Sa alive, able to DPS with the front line of basically everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, this Vex build, it's got the Everfrost, it's got the Sork Shoes, still not quite enough to really get that damage through onto Kai'Sa. Just with ult WQ, I would imagine, before he got rooted up by Everfrost. And I mean, yeah, it's gonna probably be the first dragon secured by Habibi Hunters. Everyone's back on the map, though, and they're gonna look to scrap.
A lot of ultimates were used in the last fight, so we may see a little bit of a stall coming out from both teams.
Captain Zero may look for an angle. Big one still down is that Feather Storm as Hresvelg going over the wall as he tried to follow the Jarvan, but he just absolutely insta-fight. And that is a 2-item Camille missing now from the side of Habibi Hunters. Charm hits onto Poppy, but it does not matter. You can see Norway hanging out his top laner, in fact, as well. That's going to be Dragon number 3 for Conjoined Twins. Kind of gifted over.
Yeah, Habibi Hunters making crucial mistakes at every objective, really. And Conjoined Twins able to pick up every dragon this game, despite the even gold.
It is nice to see a very even split of the goal, but as we kind of talked about, you were saying you kind of favor that team fighting on the side of Conjoined Twins, so I feel like they're comfortable with this state where they can maybe even take more time to scale now that they've had 3 dragons. They can let this Poppy get super tanky if that's what Camper wants. I mean, he has Triforce, I don't really know.
Yeah. I don't know, but regardless, I think Conjoined Twins are going to feel really comfortable going into this mid to late game. Or late game, I guess.
Yeah, they do have those 3 dragons to sit on. We'll see if how well the AP Kai'Sa is able to deal with these threats. She's going to be outranged by the Xayah in these fights. Habibi has shown that he is able to pump out a lot of damage in that last fight. And it was up to the side of Fresfeld to really get on top of him and take him out. As Camper has a flank here into the play. Captain Zero's been sectioned off. They go forward for Lyrax as well. He's dropped in the Cataclysm, and that's 2 quick kills to the side of Conjoined Twin.
A fatal lack of information misposition from Habibi Hunters. Allura also seems to be on the chopping block, but Conjoined Twins opting to focus on the Baron instead.
Yeah, they will get back to the Baron Allura. I don't think there's much he can do. Norway does not have Flash, does not have a Blast Cone. He's got no way into this pit.
Jungle over the wall, but no vision. Can't steal the Dragon, or the Baron.
So that is just those 2 quick kills. Like you said, a bit of a lapse in vision where Camper able to just sneak in behind with the Jarvan and immediately put to rest 2 quick kills. Converted into the Baron, and now I can't tell. We'll see how well that Camille can even leverage the side lane now that Poppy has those Baron up minions.
Yeah, Poppy has seen a lot of victories in these team fights, and she may be on par or even stronger than the Camille right now. I can't tell, or never mind, forget what I said. That Camille is 2 items.
Yeah. There's a lot of damage that Camille can dish out in those isolated 1v1s. She has that sustain with Hydra, damage with the Triforce, true damage in the kit, but if it's coming down to these team fights, and there's so much time for Habibi Poppy to fire off and get the feathers going before Fresfeld can really take him out, then it may be difficult for this Camille to really pay off. For now, though, we do just see Conjoined Twins joining up in that mid lane, leaving Poppy to just push in on this Camille. Jarvan hovering between lanes as well. And the side of Habibi Hunters just looking to absorb the waves.
Yeah. Habibi Hunters just looking to survive this Baron push. And are holding a pretty good defense here. Conjoined Twins just barely able to scratch these towers.
Yeah, we'll see if they can maybe sink their waves in, but for now it's just, I am worried about the wave clear on this upcoming wave. Kai'Sa range pretty stunted. Jarvan now hovering around the mid lane. They get some shots in as Captain Zero not going to find the dredge line. Not much rubble falling during this Baron buff.
Now we're looking for potentially a pick on the camper on duty.
Okay, well,
but a good Poppy W will deny it.
Yep. Camper just says no, and we move on.
Not much action. Mid tower is slowly falling. 1 wave at a time.
Yeah, this is one of those upsides of the static shiv. Able to provide a lot of good wave clear, even for someone like Kai'Sa, that traditionally can't really reach too far beyond her tower because of her stubby little guns. But she will find Fresfeld, finds a good trade down with some Sheen procs, and actually gets a lot of work done onto Camper. This Baron is not going to last much longer, and I don't think Habibi Hunters are sweating themselves too much off of what's been transpired.
Lots of close calls, but no real action happening here. Velg looking for something, but can't find it.
Yeah, it is just going to be setting up around this dragon now. It is Conjoined Twins with the first move, but they're going to look to push out mid wave. Captain Zero moving through, trying to sweep out some vision, and trying to get his team in position, but it's Jarvan pulling the trigger with the engage. Habibi King flying on through, gets Charm, but he's left his backline out, and Ahri looking for the Everfrost, but Habibi goes up in the air, and he sends the feathers right back through Allura. It's going to be Rakan diving through, looking for more knocks as Nore very low. Hresvelg not quite pinned against the wall, but he's left in a 1v3. That Camille has no hopes of winning. It is 3-0, and probably Soul going the way of Conjoined Twin.
Conjoined Twins showing their superior team fighting prowess in every turn, winning every single time. Habibi Hunters just unable to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good. They got the Ahri where she needed to be on that backline with the Everfrost, with the Charm up and ready to go, but you need to send everything you got at the Xayah. Still has Cleanse Up, still has Flash. If she's just dealing with Ahri, it's a quick ult into the air, and she's chilling. You need to send you need to get Hresvelg in there, but against Poppy, it's going to be quite difficult. Against Jarvan, against Rakan, so many things that they have to try to fight through, and they got to get creative if they're going to get their hands on the Xayah.
Yeah. For now, it seems like Conjoined Twins just taking a little reset, not overextending, securing their gotten gains. As Poppy comes out with a Bramble Vest and a Force of Nature.
Yeah, we will see Camille still put in some work on that side lane. They're putting Ahri there as well. It isn't really quite a win condition. They're gonna have to team fight over that Baron, and I mean, with Ocean Soul, I think Conjoined Twins have a very favorable advantage in the 5v5.
Yeah, if they were able to acquire more dragons in the earlier game, I would say they'd have more time to pull off a split push win condition, but now it just seems...
Nice dog. Yep, the W is good from Karmper, and they just team up, and Hresvelg is down to his 4th death.
Habibi Hunters abandoning their mid lane push, moving towards the bot lane now, but it's actually a re-engage into the mid lane.
Ahri looking easy Feather Storm, thrown by Habibi. That's not going to be up when Baron spawns, I suppose. We'll see if the Hunters are able to take advantage of that ultimate missing.
Very important cooldown was used. They are able to find bot lane tower. Objective bounty has been claimed. A little gold back in the pockets.
I mean, despite the team fights going the way of Conjoined Twins, despite them having that Baron buff, looking for their second now, they are actually not able to get the first inhibitor of the game.
Yeah. Trading the Baron for the first inhib. Probably a fine trade if I were the Conjoined Twins.
I do not believe that Super Wave will be still there when the Elders spawn. So I'm not sure how much usefulness they'll really get out of it, as Hresvelg gonna chase the Poppy and Jarvan out of her jungle. Goes forward, he's got flankers, and he's got teammates here to back him up as Poppy is stranded. Keeper's Verdict goes wide, and he's gonna have to try to jog this one out, flashing away from the plasma. But Camille still able to get through with the tactical sweep. Ahri dashing every which way, and we'll get some support here as Poppy kind of difficult to take down, but they will get her in the end. Shutdown goes over to Allura, and now in the mid lane it's Habibi King looking for more. There's the Vex ult in the back, but Captain Zero is still alive. Habibi Poppy though is free firing, and he does not have much restraint in this fight. It's a double for Xayah. Rakan flying in, forcing the flash. Kai'Sa trying to kite, trying to get more kills, and he is able to find one shutdown. And now the flash in. Vex wants even more. They want to finish this one off. They want to get all that they can in this fight, but it is disengaged by the Hunters. But now Baron waves are coming in.
Yeah. Definitely was a fight that Habibi Hunters were looking for. The entirety of Conjoined Twins were scattered. So we were able to pick out Poppy and Jarvan one by one. But unfortunately, once Conjoined Twins regrouped, they were just too strong as a combined force.
Yeah, this Xayah is nothing to shake a stick at. 4 items ready to go. Even if you get her down through the cleanse, through the ultimate, as that Guardian Angel up as well. So team fights should still be looking up for Conjoined Twins, but I mean, a solid effort from the Hunters, you know, getting that odd man fight up there to pick off the Poppy, but then just couldn't really stabilize and set up their Kai'Sa after.
Yeah. Fights like those are definitely ones you want to look for if you want to potentially mount a comeback in this game, however grim it may look. But they're not out yet. Gold's still even. If they win a really good fight, they could probably use that bot lane inhib to potentially hit those Nexus towers. One of them has already been taken by the minions, it seems.
Yeah, I believe they got it during that Baron trade. I'm not entirely sure. But I mean, with that bot inhib down, maybe they can work off this bot wave, get some good vision down on the lower portion of the map, and like we kind of talked about, maybe get this pick comp working, get Captain Zero LP and Ari in there to lock someone up with that vision advantage. But for now, it is Conjoined Twins sending all their guys down to bot lane, pushing in onto Allura.
None of these hunters will be here to defend this outer or inner tower.
Yeah, another tower goes down. The last hurrah has to come at some point.
It's a little flank there.
The Hunters, as Captain Zero has been found on the flank with Restbelg. He's going to go in onto the Vex. Nautilus flashing forward, but the Zonias will buy a lot of time. The Flag and Dragon doesn't quite connect. As Restbelg trying to carry everything in this fight, looking for the pick before the team can get there. But here comes Habibi, and he's going to take them both out easy peasy. The rest of Habibi Hunters will not be able to join in. It's already 5-3. And I don't think their Nexus is going to be standing for much longer.
Yeah. It was a novel idea, flanking like that, but unfortunately they found the, the least ideal target we want to find the Xayah there.
Oh, Habibi King diving forward, wants to end this one right quick. And he's got Poppy by his side with Keeper's Verdict. Another knock applies through. Cataclysm onto 2. Lyrax is not going to stay alive for much longer as he may drop alongside Allura, and he does. It is Jarvan giving up his life for the cause, but it's a clean ace. And I think that should be game 1.
Yeah, don't see much that a lone Nautilus can do against the entire might of the Conjoined Twins. It seems that game 1 will go to the Conjoined Twins.
Yep, Conjoined Twins, a very solid game 1 out here. More standard composition like we said, and they're able to take care of business, move up to 1-0. Yeah, very dominant performance from Habibi Poppy himself. They tried to hunt him a bit, but 14-1-7, got a lead in lane, got some plates, got almost first tower.
Yeah.
And that Xayah really was just a unsolvable problem for the side of Habibi Hunters. Really good performance out of that bot lane. As I don't know if I really want to see AP Kai'Sa.
Yeah. Especially, well, I would like to congratulate, or I want to give credit to the entirety of Conjoined Twins putting on a solid performance. Each member being able to provide their part for that team.
Yeah, if we just pick up the game after like 4 minutes and we don't see the top lane tragedy, very good game from everyone.
Yeah, solid
just
play from
don't talk about
every single player.
Just don't talk about that one.
Yeah, just that one didn't happen. Let's see. So moving on to game 2, what do you think a reaction from Habibi Hunters is going to look like?
I mean, I know chat is thinking about benching Captain Zero LP. I know he had that very strange river play.
Lots of picks were found onto Captain Zero LP that game.
Yeah, it was a weird game for him for sure. I mean, looking at how Habibi Hunters has really found success, it has most, like, in the last round, in that best of 3, it was just kind of Allura and Norway just absolutely styling on Don't Wanna Gloat with Syndra, with an aggressive AD jungler. I'd like to maybe see them bring out that style. I don't believe Syndra was banned in game 1, but they wanted to try their hand at the Ahri, get that kind of like early game snowball maybe, but maybe something more traditional of a control mage for Allura could help them out.
I will say picking a full pick dive comp into, or with Xayah as your target, will not end up well if the Xayah plays correctly, which he did, and very successfully as well, going
Yeah,
9
very
kills
solid.
and more.
HopTech is informing me that you need to check your Discord DMs.
Make sure your name is okay. Yeah, I will be working on that. Perhaps you can fill a little bit of time for me while I fix this up.
Yeah, as you kind of look through what Habibi Hunters has been good on, that Syndra is something I'm going to look for in this next pick ban. Maybe also some Varus out of Lyriax. I mean, Kai'Sa really didn't feel like it was it. Just got behind a bit in lane, not able to really tangle with Zyra Khan. Varus with that bit more range can kind of hang in there, put out some good oppressive lanes of his own alongside maybe some Renata or whatever Captain Zero's really feeling. But I am not feeling Nautilus. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. Captain Zero P and his Nautilus, perhaps a different style of champion may be more his speed. As we are getting our players lined up here. All up in the lobby.
Yeah. Throughout the tournament, it has been Captain Zero playing a lot more of these PO champions. He's played Braum, Tom Kench, Janna. Yeah, it has one Rakan game for those kind of engaged champions. He has a good amount of Renata. So definitely feels like that 80 carry blood, making him want to play those kind of like backliners rather than guys that are trying to like go in and start fights. We'll see if that is one of the adaptations they go for, because while the gold was very close for that game, it felt like because of the team fighting advantages that the side of, I keep forgetting the name, Conjoined Twins,
Yeah.
was able to get that. It felt like they had the game in their control.
Yes, like as I said during the game, solid team fights, team play, good responses all over the map. And I'm guessing that comes from the good communication that the team had during the game. As we are getting into draft, possibly soon.
So I've talked quite a bit about the bot lane and what changes we could see there. Do you think there's anything that maybe in the top or mid lane that the Hunters need to switch up?
Well, as we saw in the game, Camper on Duty was able to play a weak side defensive play or defensive play style very well, being able to completely prevent a 2-0 Camille from taking over the game and even finding advantages over him in subparts. Very solid play from him. I think we are going to expect to see more tanks from Camper on Duty in these next few drafts. As for mid lane, I think both players are relatively even. I didn't see many standout advantages that one player had over another. Both were able to find solid picks and opportunities to enter fights and do their damage. But given that they're both equal, I think that one player able to find an opportunity over the other will lead to a great, well, it'll improve their chances in the game.
We are ready, I believe.
Yeah.
If you can just.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of adjustments the Hunters are going to have to make here to try to find their way back into this series, try to get us 2-3 games, and it all start in draft. You think any